Hi, everyone. So I had a really great question, and that is, why do I find interactive live training to be more effective than in-person training? I can boil it down to three reasons. The first is that the focus is on teaching the human. The second is that you get the benefits of one-on-one training in a group class scenario. The third is that you can add distractions at a pace that's appropriate for your dog. So breaking each one of these down, I've always believed for 20 years now of training people professionally with their dogs that the most important part of my job is teaching the human to be their dog's trainer. So I need to be able to help the owner be the best trainer they can be. Why this happens really well in an interactive live class, right, is because you're not distracted and we are focused on having discussion and doing Q&A and watching videos and answering questions. So all of your focus is on the topic at hand. It's not split between having to pay attention to your dog. Is he behaving? Is he not behaving? Is he going to lunge at something? Especially if you're just beginning in class. So you're having to manage him and hear what your trainer, your instructor is saying. It can be very difficult. And then you can also be very distracted by other things that are going on in the class. This doesn't happen in an interactive live class. We get to really help you become knowledgeable about the how, the why, the when, the where, and the what behind the training. There's also more time for discussion. So there's never a question left unanswered. Again, in in-person classes where we're dealing with the humans and the dogs, there are times, and I've often felt bad, that I don't get to answer every question in an in-person class. That doesn't happen in these interactive live classes. And then finally, there are instructional videos that we watch together for every single skill. There's an explanation and there's demonstration, and we watch them as a group. Again, all questions are answered. But the beautiful thing is too, now you can actually go back to those videos as many times during the week as you need to remember and remind yourself of what's going on and what you need to be doing. So you never miss anything because you can always go back and remind yourself. Going into the benefits of one-on-one training that I mentioned, right, in a group class setting and at a group class price is that, again, all your questions get answered, but you will also be uploading videos of your homework into the classroom. And I get a chance to sit down and I look at your videos before we even go into the next class. I'm going to give you feedback about what you're doing well, where some of the bumps were, and you can actually look at your own video and say, hey, yeah, I do see that. And so you get that very, very specific personal feedback to you and your dog. The other benefit too on that is out now I've seen all of that before we meet as a group, and it's already been addressed. Whereas in an in-person class, oftentimes we spend a good half hour just catching up on watching people walk into the classroom and watching them do their work from the past week, and then having to, help them. And again, can't give the same quality of comments that I can when I'm looking at your videos and I don't have a whole class there waiting to move forward. So it's very, very personal one-on-one attention. It's a lot more cost effective than private lessons. So that's a really, really great thing. The other thing about this is that you never miss a class. When you're thinking about like the benefits of one-on-one versus group classes, group class runs. And if you have something unexpected pop up, or you had vacation plans and you are going to miss a week and have to figure out a way to make it up, or maybe your instructor doesn't offer makeups, this is awesome because I record the meetings. So between the comments that you get from me on your videos that you turn in and being able to watch the recording of the class meeting that you missed, you get to stay right on top of everything. And also, let's say you're traveling, but you do have internet access. You don't even have to wait for a recording. You can still hop into class just as if you were in town. So that's some of the benefit of one-on-one in a group class situation. And then the last thing is this adding distractions at a pace that's appropriate for your dog. The number one myth that I'm addressing when people, talk to me about interactive life courses, or that, I have to take an in-person class because my dog needs to be better around other dogs and people. And this is such a huge myth. Oftentimes, if you have a dog that's truly struggling, being in a classroom environment, and there probably are some dogs in that grouping that are reactive. If you have a reactive dog, it could be too much too soon. We need to allow the dogs to learn these skills at a place that works for them. And then what's beautiful about this is you're directed in homework, when I give you weekly homework, to actually move this into new environments. So as a part of your homework, you're just not coming to the same room or field every week, and maybe your dog's acclimating to that, but your trainer doesn't see the problem out in the world. You're actually little by little going to control the distractions that you add, how many, how extreme, how close or how far you are, right? And you're going to be prompted to turn that in your homework videos. So yes, you are still working on distractions, but you're working on it in a way that's much more fair to your dog. And I think in closing, what I want to say about this is anyone that knows me knows that I always want what's best for the dogs. And when I first started doing this interactive live platform, I didn't want to. I did it years ago going into COVID, and I was actually really upset that I had to do it. But after I taught the first few rounds, I started noticing that most people did as well, if not better, than they did in in-person courses. And people were enjoying it more, their dogs were learning, and it was just an incredible experience. And so once everything opened up, I kept teaching in this interactive live training platform, and I've never looked back. And I'm very excited about it. It's a huge passionate thing for me. I basically said, this is my new business model, and this is what I believe in, right? I'm taking this leap of faith. I know that God is ordering my steps in this direction, and that this is truly what's best for the dogs. Thank you.